Hey, welcome back to Windy Hill. It's another beautiful day in Oklahoma. I think we're going to be in the 70s today, and it's windy as usual up here on the hill. Well, today I'm going to be working on this little rig here that I've got. It's mounted on a little 2012 Polaris Ranger 800 Crew. It's what I use when I'm burning pastures or brush piles or anything where it's too far away to get to a garden hose or another water source. Anyway, I think it's a 120 gallon water tank, but my little Ranger will only supposed to haul about 55 gallons, so I never fill it over half full. But anyway, I got a little issue with it today, and I'm going to fix it. So hang with me here, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is my little 2012 Polaris Ranger, and I've got this 120 gallon tank mounted on it. And down in here, I've got a little 4 gallon per minute 12 volt water pump that I hook up and run on the garden hose. I'll show you how it works here in a little bit, but my issue today is I've got these little expansion anchors that hold my water tank in, and I cannot keep them. I've tightened them up tight, and I can't keep them from getting crooked and trying to come out like that. So I'm going to take a all thread, and I'm going to make it about a foot long or so, and then I'm going to run it all the way through. I don't know if you can even see this or not, but the hole goes all the way through the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run an all thread the full length, put an eye bolt on the top of it, and if it comes out, then it's got to pull the side of the bed out. Okay, to power my pump, I have gone up here and I've got a little outlet that I've mounted. It's got a USB plug that runs my little speaker system, and then it's got this just a standard, well, not standard, this is a 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, power outlet plug, whatever you want to call it. And I've got that run all the way through. I ran some number 12 wire and brought it all the way up in here, and I've got it on this switch. And you hear that pump running now. It'll pump until it pressures up. I also added a little voltmeter here so I can tell how many volts are in it, which it says 11.9 right now. So if I run my pump a long time, I've got to run the motor as well. But anyway, don't know if you heard that or not, but my pump shut off. Now, these are the little anchors that I use. They just slip, they're 1 7/8, and they just slip down in there, and then you tighten them up, and they hold pretty good, but not good enough to hold my water tank with the tension on the ratchet that I would like. So we're going to swap those out on just 4 of them. Okay, now to make this happen, I've got a 6 foot long 5/16 all thread, and then I've got 4, and I think these are like 4.5 inch 5/16 eye bolts. And I've got 4 of the little threaded collars, and then I've got 8 5/16 fender washers, because I only need 4 anchor points, so that'll be enough. Now the threaded collars are 1 inch, so I've marked my eye bolt on a 1/2 inch because I want half of the eye bolt in that collar and then half of my all thread. Once you screw it in there, it's a little hard to figure out how much you've got in it. Now the tubes that go through the bed are, as you can see, 13.5 inches, and that goes from top to bottom. So anyway, shouldn't have any problems with it coming out. Okay, I've measured my threaded rod, all thread, whatever you want to call it, and I have 10 inches right here between the 2 nuts. I like to put a nut on each side of my cut, so then I can touch it with a grinder a little bit and then run that nut off, and it saves chasing the threads again. Okay, I think I've got one of them ready to go. All right, I used a, just because I don't want it wobbling around, I took a 5/16 inch hole saw, which draws a 1/4 inch pilot hole, but that gave me my 1 3/8. Had to sand it just a little bit to get it to fit. But then also took a 5/16 drill bit and chased the 1/4 inch pilot, which is in here. Got it all assembled. I'm going to drop it down in a hole and see if it fits. And on the bottom side, I'm going to put another 5/16 by 1.5" fender washer. And of course another 5/16 nut with a little bit of blue thread locker on it. Oh man, that fits good. Okay, so then put my washer and nut on the bottom of it, and that one will be done. Just got to do 3 more. Now you've always heard measure twice and cut once. I measured 3 times and I cut once. I'm still too long, so I'll just take my little angle grinder and I will take that excess off because I don't like excess bolts sticking down. And also you could save a step if you just wanted to use a self-locking nut on the bottom side just to keep it from backing out. I guess one last little modification I did was I took this little cheap hose rack that I picked up at Walmart and I mounted it on a plate, and it sets on a 3/4 inch rod, which is a little overkill, but I had it anyway. And found out that steak pockets are more than just for steaks. So if you go underneath here past this hose, you can see it's bolted on the bottom. 3/4 inch rod, and I could have used an all thread, but my wife says it's a curse of doing things the hard way. But I threaded that 3/4 inch rod and then put a nut on it. So anyway, it shouldn't come off. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with us for a little bit here at Windy Hill. Appreciate your time. If you learned anything, that's great. Give us a thumbs up, comment, whatever. And if you thought it was the dumbest thing you've ever seen, give us a thumbs down, but be nice. Tell us why. And anyway, have a great day. Even if you don't live in Oklahoma, do the best you can. Thanks.